Welcome back. Hello, howdy, everybody. So I want to do a nice quick video today on a show that I watched. I'm going to try to be quick because I got a bunny rabbit on the other set. I don't think she'd find a really good spot on this set, so I haven't moved her in here. And she gets kind of adventurous when I'm not in the room. So I wanted to talk about what I watched, and I'm glad that I got this from Geeky Jerseys not that long ago. Bay Harbor Butchers. Now, what's interesting is that Dexter no longer lives in on the Bay Harbor, right? So he's no longer in Miami. He's up north, and he doesn't go by the name Dexter. He's going by the name James Leslie, Jim, or Jimmy, and it is interesting. It's an interesting show because he's a completely different person in that he's in a completely different situation. He seems to be better with some of the social norms than he was as Dexter. He seems to be better at acting as a normal, regular human being, and it's really important to him. Let me just straighten this out a little bit. It's something I noticed that was kind of driving me crazy, that it wasn't quite straight, and when you see it, you can't unsee it. All right, so yeah, I really enjoyed it, and that's saying something because Dexter, it peaked with the Trinity season. Most Dexter fans will agree it peaked with the Trinity season. That was an absolutely fantastic year, John Lithgow, all of it. It was just so well done from start to finish. The heartbreaking finish to that season. And then they had the Lumen season, which I watched, and I got through, and is that the same season they had the Colin Hanks bit? Because I mean, he was a good villain, but some of the writing was kind of eh. And as the show went along, more and more often I was going, Dexter wouldn't do that. Dexter wouldn't. Dexter's smarter than that. Nope, Dexter's smarter than that. And in this show, I think they've got back to who Dexter's supposed to be. I got a kick out of, there are a few moments in the show that the dark humor shows through. And again, it's told, the tale is told through his lens. And I just think it's done so well. I think that I see a lot of promise in this, and I don't know how many seasons we'll end up seeing, and I know like limited season, limited run, but if it's a huge hit, they'll find a way, right? We've seen that before with TV. So I don't know how many seasons we're going to get, but it is clear that for Michael C. Hall, this is his character, this is what he will be known for throughout the rest of his career. No matter what else he's in, whether it's movie or TV related, I go, oh, it's Dexter. And it's not that I don't know his real name, it's just, to me, he is Dexter. So it's just like Jim Parsons is going to find out, no matter how good an actor he is, he'll be known as Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory. That's your main role, right? Alan Alda, very good actor for a very long time. He's Hawkeye in MASH. That's what I always refer to him as. Oh, it's Hawkeye. Hawkeye's in this. So I did really enjoy it. I thought it was good. If you haven't watched it, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to put any spoilers in this at all. I think that the choice of who his dark passenger is, I think it's very well done. And I thought, yeah, I thought in general, there was a lot of care given to the Dexter character, and it's not told from a point of view that you go, oh, that's out of line, that's not what he would do, that doesn't make sense. And you could see him fighting with himself, legit fighting with himself at points in this episode. And that he is a, I don't want to say monster, but yeah, kind of is. And he's fighting with that, but at some point in time you have to make up your mind, and at some point in time in that episode he does make up his mind. And yeah, it's a pretty good moment where he makes up his mind, and you go, all right, so Dexter then. Not Jimmy, not James, not Jim. He's Dexter. And it was great. So, again, fantastic first episode. I've only seen the first episode. I think that's all that's been on thus far. I will be watching it every week. Absolutely love it. He does have a girlfriend on the show. I don't know what. And the first thing is I'm thinking, okay, what is the angle? Because we know that Dexter doesn't have the normal human emotions that other people do, and he tries to mimic it in his daily life. in order to appear normal. So I'm wondering what angle he's playing here. Like, Dexter has some good instincts and he has some good behaviors, but you know that just lurking beneath the surface is that violence, that anger, and that murderous rage, which is why the Bay Harbor Butchers jersey that I showed you guys has all the blood spatter on it. I also thought it was interesting too that they bring the blood slide idea into it, and it was done in a way that wasn't heavy-handed, and it wasn't like he's looking at the camera going, "Hey, look, blood slide. Remember these?" And it was a nice callback, and it made it clear that this show is going to be different. This is going to be a completely different show, and I don't anticipate there'll be anywhere near as many murders because he's in a small town, so it would only take a very, very small number of murders before people would say, "So we have a problem here because we're having a lot of murders going on right now in this town." So I would be interested to know from people who've watched the show, did you enjoy it? Did it feel like a throwback to what Dexter's supposed to be? Because, yeah, it used to be great, and then it kind of, it just went downhill. And it seemed kind of slow at the beginning, although I have to say the Lumen character was mostly terrible. And that whole thing, it kind of took the Smallville route, too, where I was like, okay, how many people know that Dexter's a serial killer? A number. And a lot of people who should realize he's a serial killer don't. So it becomes just as ridiculous as Smallville was towards the end, where it was like, my image of Smallville was always that it was a town of people that everybody knew Clark was Superman, but they all pretended they didn't know because they didn't want to hurt his feelings. So when he wasn't around, they're all like, "Man, Clark, hey, the Blur, he's the Blur, he's Superman. That's crazy. Oh, hi, Clark. Yeah, no, we weren't talking about you. No. Oh, you're super hearing her. Oh, we were talking about the other Clark. Yeah, there's another Clark. We just think he's super, and he happens to be a man. So I understand why you'd make that, but we don't know who you are, because, I mean, you're wearing red and blue. So why would we know who you are? Anyway, but yeah, that's how ridiculous Smallville got at one point. It's one of the reasons I stopped watching it. That and him being scared to fly. But Dexter, I gave up on because he was just making too many boneheaded mistakes. And when you're stuck watching a show and going, this is too many mistakes for me to count. It's another reason why I gave up on The Walking Dead, because they weren't learning anything. They'd create a community, or they join a community, and then everything would go to hell, and then they'd be like, all right, well, let's try that again. Just over there. That didn't work. Well, why don't we go up there? We'll try it up there. You try something different. So, yeah, eventually I just gave up on The Walking Dead. But Dexter, very nice. The New Blood is very well written. Very nice show. Looking forward to seeing where it's going to go. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the show, what you thought of it, where you think it's going to go. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Know that the Daily Bunny videos will go away. One of the reasons we were doing the daily videos is because they do change so much from day to day. Like right now, like their eyes are opening up. They look completely different. So it is insane how quickly they change. But it's just, that's the way it works with bunnies, because they have to very quickly be able to, get away and fend for themselves as quickly as possible, because they are prey animals. So that's how that works. But I've got the mother on the set because she's had enough of being hassled, so she doesn't want to get hassled by the dad, and she doesn't want to get hassled by the babies. Just bring her down here, and she just chills out on my set. She just sprawls right out underneath the cat tree, and she's like, I'm done for the day. And I totally get her energy. All right, thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.